like that this is Flawsome Friday. It actually makes me think of, you know, our flaws. I think each and every one of us, we have them. And sometimes I think, I mean, it's normal to say that it takes time for us to accept the flaws in ourselves, but most importantly, in others. I mean, did you guys ever have a hard time embracing your flaws and realizing, this is the key, that your flaws actually make you special?
Absolutely. Every single person grows up struggling with things that are just different. And for me, I didn't see a lot of Asian role models, which is why I love that Ming-Na's here today. But you don't have a lot of role models that make me say, oh, it's okay to have eyes shaped like this, or to be
what was
shorter.
Your flaw? What was the flaw that you weren't comfortable with?
You guys know this. It's always been my legs and my butt.
What's wrong with your legs?
I love your legs.
Yeah, they're really skinny. They're just like, they're skinny and there's a lot of scars on them. Like I skateboarded when I was younger, and they're scrawny looking. And so when you come through school, you know how kids are always gonna pick something.
Yeah.
They everywhere you walk, somebody's gonna make fun of you and say like, there's the girl with the chopsticks. Oh, here come chopsticks. And of course, being Asian, that's just not cool, you know?
I think growing up, we all had like flaws growing up. Because like when I was growing up, I was always that big kid. I've always been bigger than everybody else. But when you have flaws, you know, and you're growing up, you know, that can cause insecurities.
100%.
But then you have to realize, okay, what about my flaw is making me different? You know what I mean? And sometimes it takes a long time. You know?
It does.
When did that happen for you?
It happened like maybe when I was around in the 10th grade. Then I realized when I was bigger than everybody else, like taller, bigger, big and tall, you know, that I actually stood out because people saw me and I had more responsibility. And that's when I started embracing myself and embracing those flaws. And I think if you have flaws out there, you need to understand what the flaws are and you try to embrace it because there is a special reason why you have that.
Absolutely.
It's not an insecurity. It's not a fault. It's a reason why you have that. Maybe
Use it for
big,
your advantage.
Yeah, exactly.
Turn
use
a
it to your
negative
advantage.
into a positive.
Exactly.
Speaking of
That's what I did.
advantage, that's exactly what helped for me. Like when I finally put on a pair of high heels, then I realized, oh, legs, you can manipulate that
Exactly.
through
your
a help
legs
of a
are
high
gorgeous.
heel. So thank you. I feel that now, but at the time, I get what you're saying when you use that to your advantage.
Are
Exactly.
any of you guys still struggling with
Girl,
some flaws
I
right
just
now?
want to say I'm so glad they come to terms with, with their flaws.
I'm still struggling with some of mine.
What's yours?
You guys are gonna think it's so petty and stupid,
What?
but I think I have big thighs and fat knees. And I've
legs?
Like when you're not pregnant,
like
you
fat
mean?
when I'm not pregnant,
Okay.
and they of course when you're pregnant, you know, it's just bigger. But I didn't realize that they were different until I got into acting. Until I got into like print work, because usually when you model and stuff, there's a certain
Everybody's skinny.
yes, there's a certain body type, and I was like, oh no, I don't look like that. And I noticed that when I was 14 years old, and I'm 30 something now, and I don't know. It's just I'm always saying, you know, make sure I wear skirts that kind of just cover my knees.
Is that why?
Yes, that's why.
Because you had pretty knees.
Really?
Pretty legs.
Yeah.
You never wear a freakum skirt?
No. And Adam always wants me to wear shorts too, and I'm just like,
You better wear what that man like.
No. Show those
you have
knees. You
such
got
nice
exotic
legs.
knees.
really?
Yeah.
Did you say exotic?
Yeah, exotic. I have exotic knees.
What does that
too.
mean, Lonnie?
Yeah. Well, exotic is that they're different.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They're a little
Exotic
special.
is a good word.
That's a
You know?
yes.
So mine's are different because for most African American women, when you're my skin color, your knees could be darker than
Latinos
your
too, yeah. I have
Right,
that.
okay. But my knees are the same color
Hyperpigmentation, elbows
as
and knees.
my thighs.
Why
and
your knees dark?
I'm biracial. I mix with black and white, so there's.
Really?
I'm trying to explain myself.
Okay.
Tamar.
Pigmentation.
It's pigmentation. So on my knees, I have like these dark circles.
Right.
So listen, okay, when I was growing up, it's gonna be very hard for you to believe.
What?
I could not understand why I was so loud. I couldn't. Everybody else in the class had like a regular sounding voice.
Yeah.
And mine would be like this. and people used to say to me, why are you talking so loud?
Yeah.
I'm like, what you mean?